In gratitude, we offer this incense to all Buddhas and Bodhisattvas throughout space and time. May it be as fragrant as earth herself, reflecting our careful efforts, our wholehearted awareness, and the fruit of understanding slowly ripening. May we and all beings be companions of Buddhas and Bodhisattvas. May we awaken from forgetfulness and realize our true home. Perfection of wisdom, Mother of Buddhas, Bodhisattvas, and all beings, nourishing, holding, and healing all, Great Mother Earth, precious jewel of the cosmos, to you we bow in gratitude. We take refuge in the earth as our teacher, the one who shows us the way in this life. We take refuge in the earth as an expression of the Dharma, the teachings of interbeing, understanding, and love. We take refuge in the earth as an embodiment of the Sangha, the vast, interdependent community of life in balance and harmony. Living within the web of life on earth, we dedicate ourselves to embodying awakened awareness on the path of healing in service to all beings. We dedicate our lives to realizing our oneness with Gaia. The four thoughts that turn the mind to the Dharma. This precious human form is difficult to obtain and embodies opportunities and resources. Give us the energy to realize its potential. The ultimate foe, the Lord of Death, can come at any time. Give us the energy to live a life of no regret. The laws of the way things are work internally. Give us the energy to live without shame. Suffering is present in all six realms. Give us the energy not to take birth in these states. The reliable and definite refuges are the three jewels. Give us the energy to trust them. The six kinds of beings are as kind as our parents. Give us the energy for loving kindness and compassion. In the end, our mind is nothing but being as truth. Give us the energy to attain a stable understanding. You're muted, Elizabeth.
Yeah, I figured that out. Okay. Well, since we last gathered and began this look at the taking refuge in the three jewels, I've continued to contemplate the concept of taking refuge and really understanding how we all have this natural need for places that feel safe and secure. And I've been looking at all the myriad ways in which humans seek refuge. And another piece is that I keep returning to how Thich Nhat Hanh spoke about the reciprocal nature of taking refuge. That when we take refuge in the Buddha takes refuge in us. And when we entrust ourselves to the earth entrusts herself to us. And looking within and experiencing how this is true was deeply comforting for me this week. And I could see how when I take refuge in the Buddha, the Dharma, the Sangha, that each of them take refuge in me. And this mutual relationship happens with everything, I think, that we take refuge in. It is another way, perhaps, of saying that we are what we consume, whether it be spiritual teachings, our love of gardening, chocolate, or mind-altering drugs. These elements also take refuge in us. And Ken MacLeod spoke to the Buddha and the Dharma saying, Buddha Shakyamuni was a person who lived approximately 2,500 years ago, who through much effort came to understand that suffering arises from the emotional reactions associated with our sense of self. A sense of self that separates us from the mystery of being, leaving us feeling incomplete, not fully present, and isolated. And when the Buddha saw and understood that the sense of self is a misperception, the reactive processes of suffering just fell apart. And after he discovered how to bring an end to suffering, the Buddha began to teach what he had learned. And the teachings and instructions of the Buddha are known as the Dharma. Whereas Buddha is the teacher, the Dharma is the way. In Tibetan, Dharma means instructions for awakening internally. There is no set of beliefs that are implied. The teachings of the Buddha were first transmitted from teacher to student, down through the generations. And gradually it came to be written down. And different variations and interpretations were written, and in different places there was an emphasis on one practice or another. And circumstances in different countries have given rise to a large number of traditions that constitute Buddhism today. And the Dharma is constantly evolving according to the needs of students in each generation and culture. And in looking at the innumerable ways humans take refuge, I was kind of suspecting that many of the ways we choose to take refuge are chosen from and feed our sense of separate self, while others liberate us from this sense of being a separate individual. And choosing to take refuge in the Dharma, the path of understanding and love, is a radical commitment, awakening the energy needed to break through habitual thought patterns and actions which create separation. As a transformational path of liberation, living the way of understanding and love strengthens our ability to hold presence while witnessing current events. And this is indeed such a precious jewel. Thich Nhat Hanh taught that the essence of the Dharma is mindfulness, returning to the breath and being aware of what we are doing while we are doing it. When we return to ourselves in the present moment, the lamp of mindfulness is lit, and the possibility of seeing things more clearly is great. And even when we're caught in the storms of life, staying calm is our best ally. Being able to stop and calm ourselves creates the safest place to be. And this is part of what I find so radical, because when I look out into the world, I've noticed that since we entered the nuclear age, the word safety comes up everywhere. It's just used for everything. You hear it. And when living in our separate selves, there's a strong pull to seek safety behind our armed hearts, behind locked doors, and within heavily defended countries. And so on the path of awakening, it's important that we examine the ways in which we seek safety, which is this, where we seek refuge. And the Buddha taught that there are three fundamental characteristics of life: impermanence, non-self, and nirvana. And through his practice, Thich Nhat Hanh realized that nirvana can be found in the heart of life itself. Life which is characterized by birth and death, beginnings and endings. When we practice taking refuge deeply, we can come to know we are free from birth and death, no longer fearing them. And we don't have to abandon this world on a path of enlightenment, which takes us away from life. And we don't have to lock ourselves away in order to be free. And Thich Nhat Hanh taught that books and tapes on the Dharma are valuable, but that the true Dharma is revealed through our life practice. And as Cynthia likes to say, there are 84,000 Dharma doors. And sitting meditation is one door, walking meditation is another. And to take refuge in the Dharma is to choose the doors that are most appropriate for us. Dharma itself is great compassion, understanding, and love. And to realize these qualities, we need a Sangha. So next week we will continue with the Sangha.
Barbara, you're muted.
There we go. Now for the metta healing. Absorb the following prayer while focusing on yourself. May I be peaceful, happy, and light in body and spirit. May I be safe and free from injury. May I be free from anger, afflictions, fear, and anxiety. May I learn to look at myself with the eyes of understanding and love. May I recognize and be in touch with the seeds of happiness within myself. May I identify and embrace the sources of suffering in myself. May I nourish the seeds of joy in myself every day. May I live fresh, solid, and free. May I be free from attachment and aversion, but not be indifferent. Now bring into your awareness all who are here today, our broader Sangha, our friends and our family members. May you be peaceful, happy, and light in body and spirit. May you be safe and free from injury. May you be free from anger, afflictions, fear, and anxiety. May you learn to look at yourself with the eyes of understanding and love. May you recognize and be in touch with the seeds of happiness within yourself. May you identify and embrace the sources of suffering in yourself. May you nourish the seeds of joy in yourself every day. May you live fresh, solid, and free. May you be free from attachment and aversion, but not be indifferent. Now bring forward those who you avert your eyes from on the streets or in the news, the people you obsess over and hold aversion for, and speak from your heart into their heart with all sincerity. May you be peaceful, happy, and light in body and spirit. May you be safe and free from injury. May you be free from anger, afflictions, fear, and anxiety. May you learn to look at yourself with the eyes of understanding and love. May you recognize and be in touch with the seeds of happiness within yourself. May you identify and embrace the sources of suffering in yourself. May you nourish the seeds of joy in yourself every day. May you live fresh, solid, and free. May you be free from attachment and aversion, but not be indifferent. Now let us bring all species, all beings, into our heartfelt prayer. May all beings be at ease in their body, feeling the ground beneath their feet, the water of life surrounding them, the air beneath their wings. May all beings experience joy and well-being. May all beings be well, loving, and peaceful.
Poem by Cynthia West. The Prayer Road. You've been so busy. Your house is piled high with unfinished prayers. Yes, they are windows. And yes, winter has passed. Go out. Follow the trail that disappears up the cliff. It is littered with gifts broken by your lack of attention. Tell your legs they are strong. It is too late for anything but offering all your water to the earth that gives you life. With fingers gripping ledges, scale-lichened rocks, shelters for eagles. Up here in strong wind, your feet remember the way past the damage caused by thinking you were right. Don't pretend to forget the path through the clouds. Use grief over your mistakes as fuel. The sheer red stone is flesh, beating with your heart. Until the two balance, in the understanding that each step toward the sun forges a path for many to follow. The prayers you offer are open doors, welcoming those you've never met to enter the true face. The face is the same as yours, as theirs, as the cliffs, as the rivers, the one face since the beginning, the one that always is.